I'm Natalie and these are my videos on YouTube. Welcome. I teach and help people with shadow work. I'm a Scorpio, so we have a tendency as Scorpios to kind of like the shadows. I'm not sure why. And I wouldn't necessarily say that I like the shadows as much as I feel comfortable going down there and facing my shit and my pain. And so I also feel comfortable doing it with other people. And I've also been doing videos on YouTube for many years now. And I went through this whole evolution on YouTube because I started off very angry and mad at men and very victim consciousness and blaming all these men for doing all these terrible things to me, and you know, it was right, but it lacked compassion. And then I went through this journey of healing sessions with a wonderful man, a healer, and he taught me how to heal my heart and be in more compassion to men, and to the world, and to myself. And that's what I kind of do with men now, and women, but mainly men. And you know, I'm patient zero, so I do most of the shadow work on myself and most of the discoveries on myself. And I can tell you that during the past 6 months, I've dealt with some intense karmatic shit that came back to bite me in the ass, and it was not expected. And I could have collapsed into myself, because that was an option, and give up and die, because that's basically what I wanted to do. But I always have this voice in my head, and people can call it higher self or inner guidance, that keeps on reminding me that whatever I go through in life, it's part of the journey, it's part of the healing process, it's part of the awakening process, it's part of being human. And my soul, which is pure energy, decided, for some reason that is yet to be discovered, decided to come to this plane of the third dimension and experience the human experience through the human body, with the human brain and the mind and everything, all the senses, everything that includes, or that is included in the human experience. And my soul is very intelligent and wise. So is God. So I don't think that it's a mistake or that it's a punishment or anything like that. I do believe that it's a journey that I chose to embark on for my personal growth as a soul, as an entity, as an energetic entity. I don't believe that I came to Earth to do something grand and big and save humanity, because I don't believe humanity needs to be saved. I think humanity is part of nature, and whatever happens to it, it's the natural thing that happens. But obviously I chose, or my soul chose, to be here in this time, on this plane, in this person. And if I remember that, then I remember that anything that happens to me along the way, the good or the bad, are all lessons for me to grow as a human being and to open my heart. Because I think that's one of the hardest lessons that we encounter as souls in this third dimension. And I think that's what elevates us to the fourth dimension, where we remember that we're souls. And so, yeah, all this karmatic shit has been coming back into my life and has been putting a mirror in front of my face with all my pain, but not from a victim place, like I have so much pain. You know, I do, but it's not from there, because there isn't the attachment anymore to the story. It's just very ugly and uncomfortable to see the things that I've done in my past to myself and to other people. And they're not big things. I didn't kill anyone. I haven't stolen from anyone. I mean, these are social things that I've done, you know, things that I've said, ways that I've said them in, manipulations that I've done on different people to get what I want, manipulations I've done on men my whole life. So it's not like huge things, you know, it's just things that we all have and we've all done. But now they're coming back to me in a way that I've been shown, you know, my darkest traits and characteristics, and they're ugly as shit. So ugly that my whole life I have repressed them, ignored these sides of me, and when I was caught, I would just blame someone else. No, it's your fault. No, you're not okay. No, you made me say it in that way. Which is, you know, first chakra, which is full of victim energy and blaming other people and survival mode and doing whatever I have to do in order to survive and saying whatever I have to say in order to survive. The second chakra is a little bit more creative and a little bit more fun and loving, but she's still very manipulative. And the third chakra is my defense. You know, the first and second were very suppressed, so the third chakra comes out into the world and says what she thinks. But if I don't go up to the heart and higher, and if I'm not willing to look at my pain and at the ugly sides of my personality that have created pain for other people in the world, if I'm not willing to look at that, then I'm doomed. Because that's why I came here, to this life, to this world, to this plane of existence. And that's shadow work. It's being able or being willing to look at the dark sides of my personality, of my life, of my mind that has created pain for other people. And it, you know, because, you know, when you do shadow work, it's kind of going into the darkness and you need a light, you need a torch to show you the way. And the torch is the light of love. And the light of love keeps on reminding me that, you know, even the worst things that I've done to people, it was from my pain. And I am a very, you know, delicate and sensitive, intelligent being. And I have suffered a lot of pain in my life, especially in my childhood. It is not an excuse for all the bad things that I have done, but it is, you know, the light of love to remind me that I'm not an evil person, I'm not a bad person. I never was, I never will be a bad person. I'll never hurt anyone intentionally. I'll never do anything bad to someone else. But my behavior and the words that came out of my mouth, they have not always been kind and nice, but it is because I have all this pain inside of me. And the more I clear the pain in meditation, inner child work, energy work, the more I'm willing to see my pain and embrace my pain and hold and love the inner child, the bigger the torch becomes, and the more shit I can see, and the more pain I can clear and clean. But one of the hardest things in shadow work, and that's where I'll finish for today, is the embarrassment, because it is so embarrassing to face these shadows and the pain that has created these unkind behaviors and words in the world, in my life. It's so embarrassing, and it makes me feel so guilty. And the only way that I've found to overcome that is with that light, to remind myself that I'm a good person. And I didn't do it on purpose from a bad place. But I think as, you know, intelligent, sensitive beings, we have to go through the shame and the guilt and not suppress it again to the first chakra. So we have to go through it. And I've been feeling very guilty and very shameful, you know, cleaning up the stuff that I've done. And God embraces me always in meditation throughout my journey, and I'm never alone. And you know, my higher self and my spirit guides and the whole team is rooting for me, and they're supporting me, and they're reminding me how loved I am. And that's how I get through it. But I have to go through the pain and through the shame and through the guilt in order to come out the other side. So meditation is my main tool, and faith in good, in love, in God, in myself. These are the things that have helped me in this very uncomfortable journey into the shadows. And if I've done it, anyone can do it. So I'm just sharing my experiences. But if you have any questions, or you want to do a session, or talk to me about some stuff, you're more than welcome to. My details are down below. And you're also more than welcome to subscribe and follow and like and comment. And I've just started doing these in English after years of doing them in Hebrew, and I would love to hear from you. And I hope I'll be able to keep on doing these videos unless the shame and guilt overcome me, and then I'll see you next time I'm out of the other side. Because dark and light, you know, they're both parts of life. If we resist either, we're in trouble. So I'm just surrendering and trying to do my best, and that's what I recommend you do too. And I'll see you soon.